So this is my classroom where we're keeping the 3D printer. Hey guys.
Hey.
We're going to head right into this classroom.
Classroom table. It's right in front of you. There's the door.
There you go.
There's the door.
So this is my classroom. Here, head around to the
Let's
front.
go around this way.
And we have set up a computer here. This is the computer where we design the models, the SketchUp model.
Here's some SketchUp.
And here's two models we've printed out. You can touch. Here's a kind of our calibration model so you can feel how fine it prints. So that what you're feeling there is the fill, and that's the back. The smooth is the backing of the cube. The part that kind of feels like a bunch of lines is the fill that it fills in so it doesn't waste so much plastic.
Is this the material that comes out of
Yep.
the cartridges that make whatever you have designed?
Yeah, it is, and it's ABS plastic. And so it comes into the machine as a tube, and then it heats up in the heater head, and then it extracts the plastic and it lays it down.
Always
onto
in
the bed.
black?
Well, we have white, and they gave us about 2 feet of sample green.
Okay, but you can paint these things any color you want to.
Depending how good the paint sticks to plastic. Yes,
Okay.
you could.
And,
And here's another one, which is kind of our calibration squid.
oh, right,
Some of its tentacles kind of fell off.
Hey.
But,
a real squid.
yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't
3D.
kill the students. That won't attack the students.
Now, that's fantastic.
So,
And you designed it on this computer?
yeah, this
You
one.
put it on the machine?
Yeah,
Now, did the computer come with the equipment?
No, this is the school's computer. Laptop card. We also have a lab, 2 labs full of SketchUp, so a lot of space for the students to get in and design.
And is it a special attachment or adapter to hook it up to the 3D machine?
No, the SketchUp saves it as a file, an STL file. Then we bring it over to the laptop that I have connected to the 3D printer, and then that's what they call slices into the G code, and that spits it out to the printer, so it knows how to print, how to fill, and so forth.
And La Machine itself, where's that at?
Oh, it's right over here. Make sure it doesn't fall asleep on us. And so it's the Taz bot. I have it on a movable cart right now because a lot of people are going to want to use it. We have the robotics wants to use it and so forth. That way they can roll it out of here, bring it to their lab, and have it next to them while they print and design. And so it should be, we got about 10 degrees to go on the bed. It auto shut off on me when I had it all set up. But right when the bed heats up to the 80 degrees that I got it set at, we can go ahead and print and see them in action.
Yeah.
So different materials require different temperatures?
Yeah, ABS, I've got it set for ABS at 230 degrees for the head, and then I have 80 degrees for the bed. So as it lays the plastic down, it wants to keep it warm for the other layers, and then it kind of cools off, hardens, and that's what puts it into place.
And so do you know anything about, so they have obviously the plastic ones, but then they have metal ones as well. And do you know about what the temperature is for the
For
metal?
metal, not, I don't know. I don't. Those are. I think the last time I heard was $500,000 for a metal one. Yeah. So, but two of our former students, one of our former
Yeah.
students,
He's-
is at MIT, and he supposedly has the cost down for that. So hopefully.
And he was actually a Netherlands student who's now at MIT.
Yeah.
And he's designing.
It's Forrest Pipe here, right?
Yes, yes. And he's designing 3D printers
Yeah.
at MIT.
Well, that was one of his classes.
Was he a good student?
He was Mark's
Excellent.
student.
Yeah,
He
excellent
was your
student.
student.
Mark.
Yeah,
Mark
it was.
Salianos.
I think I had him when he was a freshman.
All right.
And then I had his brother.
So you're happy how he turned out?
I think he's a success story.
Yeah, you see,
All right, I'll
that's
give you
it.
back your
Awesome,
your
awesome.
octopus there.
Yeah.
Well, this is just wonderful.
So we got
Well-
about 7 degrees ago.
We're doing this promo tape right now because we're going to, somewhere in the future, hopefully towards the end of February, we're going to do a major press promotion on this. And we're trying to get some celebrities and dignitaries to come. But we're waiting for the Super Bowl game to finish next Sunday because if it turns out the way I hope it turns out, it's one of those guys on that team
Oh, super.
that we're trying to get to come, and won't that be great for the students?
Oh boy, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, if we get Manning, I think we're,
Well,
we're gonna give him a call and see what he's doing.
Paid Manning, but it'll be one of the hard-working guys on that team and
Yeah.
on that field. And
Oh, exciting.
I'm not even going to mention the alternatives of the outcome of that game. Because when the Broncos win is what I say.
That's right. Positive reinforcement.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I was so happy we were able to do this.
Oh.
Your
And then
help
maybe
is
the
just
kids, maybe
unbelievable.
you guys can talk a little bit about what your experience has been and what you've learned so far.
And where are these young people?
They're right over here.
Right to your right.
Yeah, well, we have been using SketchUp to design stuff. I designed a iPhone case.
Yeah, we all designed iPhone cases.
Yeah.
And I think Ben's, yours was a little, or was it yours, Jake?
Mine was a little short.
Yeah, ours is a little like
My
small.
measurements were a little off.
And then Ben, wait, yours had the logo on the back?
Yeah, mine had the Assassin's Creed logo.
Yeah, so the logo, everything printed really good. And we can see the remnants on the bed of the 3D printer, but we couldn't get the sides to print.
Is that the school logo?
No, he did one of his favorite video games.
Oh. You copying Apple?
Assassin's Creed video game. So, very popular game. And then Ben, I think yours printed, but
Printed the back,
it didn't print. No, it printed the back well, but we
Yeah.
couldn't get the sides to raise up.
Uh-huh.
And I did not get to yours yet.
Oh no, we did. It
Oh,
just
we
kind
did.
of like
Printed
fell
pretty
apart. We
good.
printed like the side out, like
Oh,
that,
okay.
and then it kind of.
Some of the issues when we got the 3D printer, we got it, I think, 6 days left in the semester, so I was in a mad scramble to assemble it, calibrate it, and get it printing within six school days. So we did have some issues where the back of the iPhone case is printed absolutely perfectly. It was great. But I had the calibration issues where it wasn't printing up the wall properly. So in 3D it wasn't printing. It was going through the motions properly, but for the second layer I had it set going too high. So it was trying to print in midair, and then you can't do that. And so since then I've been getting it going, and I've done some printings to get the calibration. So I'm going to try and get back and reprint their products that they designed. And then hopefully with my Tide class, when we start the CO2 cars, the students can design their own wheels. So two of the wheels they can make their own design on, and that's the goal. So when they have their wheels, it's the wheels that they produce. And hopefully they'll have a lesson in force. So if they don't have it balanced, their CO2 car will bounce, and they'll get a quick lesson on how you have to have your wheels balanced.
So you're reinventing the wheel.
Yeah. Oh man, it makes it sound so bad.
Another thing that I'm so pleased about is we bought this from a Colorado company.
Yes, up in Loveland.
And I'm hoping that these, if I understand it correctly, these are two young men that started this company.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that when we do the press release and the program, that we can get them to come
That'd be
when we
great.
make this presentation.
That'd be great. I hopefully can. I can shoot them an email.
Yeah,
to
I think
promote-
I think
to
they
promote
would
it, yeah.
really like that
To
actually.
promote our Colorado companies.
Yes,
Colorado
yes,
manufacturers.
yes.
Well, I thank
Should
you
we see it in
again.
action?
Let's
I
see
think
if I-
it's.
Oh, you're gonna.
Sure, why not?
All right, it's homing.
Here we go.
Let's try and find the left edge. I just got done printing a project for a 7th grader. She really likes the show Doctor Who, and she wanted to have she wanted to have the TARDIS printed, which is the time machine he uses to travel through time. So I just got done printing that, and it was about 5 inches tall. It was a fairly tall project.
Well, we're gonna go to lunch.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming here.
So you're gonna try and print something right now?
We are going to see if.
There it goes.
Oh, and there it goes.
Yes.
Excellent. So let me move this
We're
down.
getting video of that printing right now, so
Hopefully I didn't shut the
We
computer down
zoom
there.
in
So you
on
can zoom
there.
in.
I'm gonna get a picture of it.
And this goes for on about 24 minutes. So that octopus that you were holding earlier, that takes about 24 minutes to print. And so that gives kind of the scope on when they were printing the iPhone cases, it would take about an hour per case. So if the phone were to mess up at any point, maybe the plastic didn't set right or whatnot, it takes an hour again to reattempt it. So
Is an iPhone case a potential merchandisable piece
Yes.
that the kids can
Definitely.
sell and raise money
That's
Yeah.
for the
exactly-
shop?
definitely. I was talking with a doc student at CU, and he gave me a brilliant idea. He says for your design class near December, students can design and 3D print maybe tree ornaments. One of the things I brought to Miss Donnelly was maybe have a design of an iPhone case with like the Netherland logo to sell in the concession stand. So it would be like, you know, Steve's iPhone case with his logo, and then you can not only support Steve for a great logo, but then the school can get a donation or whatnot through the sale in the concession stand. So once we get this up and, you know, get it more producing more quickly, which hopefully in a few weeks with my Tide class, we can start going from there, especially with my design class.
And what is the Tide class?
Tide is a class in Boulder Valley. It's called Technology, Innovation, Design, and Engineering. It's for middle school students, and so it's really pretty much the essence of a STEM class. And basically, they experiment. Mine, they build. So, for example, with the CO2 car, they'll build a CO2 car, and then we calculate how fast it goes, and then try and discuss why was the car that's the biggest in class went as fast as the smallest car in the class. And so then they can make inferences from there on why one was faster than the other, or why was slower than the other. Then we'll do, in the past we've done rockets, and then they hand calculate the altitude, so a little bit of math in there. Right now we're building bridges, and then we're gonna see how much weight they can hold.
Miniature bridges?
Yeah, miniature bridges, and one of the math that I have them do for that is the Pythagoras theorem, to try and get their sides correct.
And that application would lead to them actually being part of building the infrastructure of our country
Yeah.
by building bridges.
Yeah, bridges, or if they're interested, it's maybe a first step into an engineering field to be able to solve problems, construct materials and projects and so forth. So I've done hot air balloons in the past, rockets. The biggest challenge they have is kind of like the final class is the egg drop. So they have to drop an egg from 12 feet, and they only get 4 pieces of balsa wood, 4 balsa sticks, and 2 rubber bands. And when I give them their materials, they're like, why do you hate us? And I'm like, no, it's possible, it works. And we've got video of successful drops, and they
So there's nobody down below catching.
No, it's the floor. they got a,
It's the floor.
yeah, the floor.
Yeah.
So it's a good project. And last year, I think we only had like 2 or 3 groups where and I grade harsh. If the egg cracks slightly, they lose points. And so we only had 2 groups where the egg cracked or smashed. The rest of them all succeeded. Especially the girls. The girls are very successful in the class. They usually win a lot.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, it's attention
How
to
many
detail.
students do you have signed up for
Tide?
a shop in this class?
Okay, so my wood shop class, I have 25, 26 students. In my Tide class, I have 28, and that's actually down from 32.
And
So
what's your
it's-
gender ratio?
Gender ratio right now, I want to say it's close to even, boys outnumbering girls.
Oh, great.
So I would say 60-40 maybe, but I haven't looked at it that closely since the numbers have dropped. Some students transferred out of school, some students transferred to other classes. So
In
it's-
my old shop, and that goes way back before you were born, they didn't let the girls take shop.
Wow.
And so, well, that's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
The girls took home ec,
Right.
and the boys took shop.
Yeah,
And now we're doing computer programming in home ec.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's so wonderful that the girls are in shop and learning
Yeah.
how this equipment works. It's going to carry them through their lives.
Yeah, and they are doing an amazing job. We have one student that I just graded her cutting board, and it was fantastic. And then as you were there to see that Haley was also cutting on the table saw. So it's yeah, we have for woodshop we have 4 girls and 21 guys for woodshop. And this is the first time woodshops ran at Netherlands for at least a decade. So this is the first time in a long time that it's run.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it's great to see that.
What's the next big piece on your wish list?
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, we're trying to, well, Barbara's more in tune to that. That's kind of your job, Barbara. I don't know, what is it? We were talking about camera.
And the biofuels.
Biofuels,
converter.
yeah. One of the things I've been focused on is maybe a community space for the woodshop lab for both robotics and woodshop and whatever type of fabrication that we need down there, that we have enough tools to satisfy all programs. So that it's not just a woodshop lab, it's not a robotics lab, it's a fabrication lab for any class that we may want to take. And I know Boulder High, Mr. Zanner has built a beautiful Millennium Lab with laser cutters and metal cutters and so forth for his Millennium Lab. You know, so something where anybody can go in and fabricate kind of whatever's on their mind and take their creativity to a new level.
We have a big vision of, you know, an innovation studio.
Yeah.
So all the tools necessary, just like Mark was saying, to create, to design, create, and build whatever tool, whatever thing it is that you want to create, and so the tools necessary to do that. And part of that would be, you know, that video production studio, and sort of, you know, capturing the process from the beginning to the end, and then actually creating a documentary of that. So the kids, not only are they creating the device or whatever the thing is, the tangible thing, but then recording the process. And so that we can really capture how is it that they're learning, and that they have feedback on their learning process. So is this part of the STEM in action, and really, you know, 21st century skill building. So this idea of an innovator's lab, I think, would be our ultimate goal.
Oh, what a wonderful idea. Well, please keep the Shortridge Family Foundation in mind.
Well, we'd love
When you get
to.
to that.
Okay, many
And now,
discussions
does that mean
to
that,
follow.
like you could video the football games and
Live.
other sports games?
Yes, and we could broadcast live.
That
yep.
was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Yeah, actually-
Mark and I had just been talking about that. So.
Yeah, I actually, at the beginning of the year, I went into the clubhouse to make sure the Wi-Fi was working, and
Well, I've been seeing recently, and maybe you have this in mind, that these mini drones, that, you know, when the game is on,
Sure.
you get them overhead so you get the game seeing our guys
Right.
crunching those other guys and get that all on film.
Yeah, bird's eye view. Right.
Well, do we have such a thing as a community access channel that we could put it on that all the parents could see?
We have a YouTube channel that, yes, that all the parents, community, even, you know, friends and family, anywhere in the world can watch. It's NetX is our YouTube channel.
And what have you put on there in the past?
Oh, we have all the video announcements that the students have created this year. So they announce what are things happening around school, what are projects coming up. They did, during homecoming, they did a really nice piece on homecoming. They did about the football game. And so they create the video clips, and those get broadcast on our YouTube channel. And then projects like this, we capture video, we have the kids capture video on projects that they're working on, and then we post them there so everybody can watch what's happening.
Well, we're going to put this up on YouTube, and the Shortridge Family Foundation has a Facebook page.
Yes.
And we link our YouTube videos to our Facebook page. So would this be,
We can link to
you could link to this, couldn't you?
Oh,
We
yeah.
certainly could. Absolutely, that's a given. We'll do that at the very minimum, and then we'll also create a bit of a documentary clip and put it, and we'll share that with you, so then you can link
Well,
to
that's
us.
just great. Interesting, this morning, we put, have you ever seen my Christmas lights? I put up a huge Christmas light.
Oh, they're on YouTube, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I have seen that.
Well, where those Christmas lights are, we just now put up, well, a week ago, we put up Go Broncos Super Bowl.
Oh.
And Channel 9 broadcast that this morning.
Oh, that's great. Look at the-
It's 100 foot long.
Oh, wow.
And they broadcast this morning. And
Oh, that's good.
so that'd be interesting in linking this to you, to our Facebook page, and you to YouTube.
Yep.
It'll also get information out to the people to come and take a look at the Shortridge Family Foundation Facebook page.
Sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
awesome.
Oh, that's
Is that
great.
piece done?
It's
It's
got
working.
about another 10 to 15 minutes. It's still on the, it's working its way up to the mouth of the squid right now.
All right.
As you can hear, it's running vigorously.
Now, what could possibly, gee, I'm not applying Murphy's rule here, if something could go wrong, it will. What could possibly happen? Like if somebody hit the table, would that throw it off? Or if their hand waved over the filter or anything like that?
There are things, if you do bump it, it'll lose kind of where it's at. in space.
just shuts
You
down
could
its own.
burn yourself if you stuck your hand on the table long enough. The head of it is 230, so it'll give you a good burn if you were to go ahead and touch it. But the head is about, I would say, about an inch wide, so it's not a very big. It's not a very big extruding head, so it's not something that's going to get in the way of the students. And that's one of the things. It's against the wall and it's on a table. So one of the things I always tell students is give it room to work, because the way it works is the head moves back and forth, and then the bed moves also to print the object. And so you can, I'm sure, if you tugged on the filament tube while it's printing, it would kind of mess it up. It wouldn't have the ink or the plastic to extrude out, but there's not too much. Most of the problems come with the coating. So we have to do a two-step process. We got to take it from SketchUp to STL and then STL to G-code. And I've noticed a few times in that process some errors happen. And so with the TARDIS that printed yesterday, it wasn't perfectly up and down. It looked like the code messed up and it tried to shift the TARDIS to the right, then go up an inch and then shift it back to the left, and then print the rest. And it was probably 2/8 of an inch or maybe even 1/16 of an inch off. And then some of the filament that was printing didn't dry perfectly, and so it looked a little bit like a piece of spaghetti was sticking out of the TARDIS. So there are some issues, and if you definitely go to YouTube, they've documented it plenty on it with 3D printing failures. So looks
It
like
was interesting.
spaghetti.
I saw recently, I don't know if it's actually in effect now, but I think it is, that some of these more advanced 3D printers can do human body parts.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have seen that's amazing.
Because my ears stick out, and I'd like to get some new ears. Can't do that here.
It definitely starts to
Not on
take
this-
responsibility off.
Well, and I don't want them in black plastic.
That might defeat
Were
the
you here
purpose.
2 years ago? Are you involved with the theater music department?
You know, so part of the STEM in Action is incorporating all the content areas in project-based learning. So this year, one of the projects we're working on is a climate change documentary on our own glacier, which is Arapahoe Glacier. And the kids right now have collected footage from the glacier. We actually took a hike up to the glacier, got footage. And they're also getting footage from the university and climate scientists from the University of Colorado. And part of that project is they're creating their own music score. So it's a wonderful collaboration between, all the disciplines in the school. And the film will premiere February 27th at the University of Colorado. And that's just one of the projects, but that kind of programming as part of STEM in Action. So my position, as we transition to a STEM-focused school, that's just started this year. So your kind and generous support has really helped us move forward in more kind of programming and project-based collaborations. So we're very grateful to you.
No, thank you. Now, our music department, within our music department, either our Glee Club or our choir has been nominated for Emmys before.
Oh, and they have again this year.
Oh, they've been nominated.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, actually, maybe if we catch Liz, why?
Because 2 years ago, the Shortridge Family Foundation gave a $5,000 grant to buy all new traveling sound equipment.
Oh, wow.
Because they were having to rely on Assembly Hall overhead mics, and it wasn't picking up those beautiful voices.
Oh,
So
wow.
now they have their own equipment. They don't have to use the place they are going to, their equipment. They bring it with them.
Well, it must have made a huge difference because, they once you get there, you can rely on it, and you know what the sound quality to expect, and they've been, as you say, tremendously successful. So
Last year, Liz brought out the choir to a Christmas light display that the Shortridge Family Foundation put on, and they sang for all the people that came out to see it. It
oh,
was
wonderful! And is that on your YouTube?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's under arts. Facebook is divided into categories or files. And all the various things we've done, we've broken down into those files. So we've made one file called Arts and Entertainment.
Oh,
And
great.
Liz put on a nice show for us out here when we made the presentation. And all the students came out and they sang several songs. And they also did a rendition of Was the Night Before Christmas. But they said it was the night before Christmas all through the house. And on the rooftop there rose David Shortridge with a sack on his back. And that's all on that video.
Oh,
You'll
that's
love this.
great. I will.
You'll
Yeah,
love
I'll
it.
look for that. I'll
And
look
Liz
for
is
that.
up there directing her,
Yes.
her students, and all those beautiful faces is wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's really, 21st century skill building. It's really, the practical applications. So that's really what we're stressing.
well, I don't think we're going to be able to see the finished product here.
No, we're up to the eyeballs. It's definitely making the outline for the eyeballs. So it's getting there.
What if
Can
we
we get
say-
that partial made?
We
mean,
can
does it
stop it
show?
right now, yeah.
Can we come in and shoot that?
Yeah. Oh, when it's done?
Well, just the.
Oh, just right now.
But we could send that to them.
Yeah, we can definitely send it to
When
you.
it's
and then you
finished,
can-
we'll send it to you.
And then you can grab another shot of
How about
the
that?
finished product.
Okay. And what is it you're making?
An octopus.
An octopus.
Yes.
Another octopus.
Another octopus.
It's the same one you
But-
showed?
Same one I showed you, but this one without the
Then
tentacles.
we're
broken.
good.
Yeah, there it
Okay.
is. Good.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.